scheduled for three-minute rounds, and we will stay in the heavyweight division. Introducing your combatants first, fighting out of the rent-to-own red corner, please welcome Will Duffy.
You know, took him right to the ground and finished him quickly. So I expect Will to come in here, let his hands go. But like I mentioned earlier, you know, Will came out wearing a traditional multi-outfit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's maybe changed gyms, or he's switching the styles, or if he's trying to psych his opponent out tonight.
How exciting would that be, Chris, to see that plum technique used with a 265er? You might see some devastating knees to the body.
There he is wearing his traditional multi-outfit. In pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October. But he is an exciting fighter. And don't let his belly fool you. He's got a belly like mine. It's a fuel tank for action.
As we await the entrance here of Will Duffy.
Training out of Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai?
And Seth Sharp is an independent fighter.
And again, as you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Chris, how much that factors in. Someone that's an independent fighter who may not get a good camp behind him, as opposed to someone that is dedicated with one particular camp, you know, that prepares rigorously for a fight.
And that can play a big difference. You know, you have guys in a camp, even though these amateurs are working, they can't put together a full 8-week camp for these fights. But they at least have guys that are training with them and teaching them stuff. They have instructors that are training them, and they're learning. They got sparring partners. A lot of these independent guys are working out on their own. They're working out of their garage with maybe a heavy bag and maybe a friend, or they're at their local, YMCA or their gym hitting the heavy bag there.
Absolutely.
Not that they don't have heart. They just don't have the instruction that they really need to excel in the sport. I've seen some tough independent fighters.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it does have an advantage having a coach that knows your style, can make adjustments in between rounds. You know, if you're an independent fighter with one of your buddies who just watches fighting and doesn't have any experience, it's going to be hard for him to make adjustments in between rounds to get,
fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Seth Sharp.
And here comes Seth Sharp. And we're going to see if Seth Sharp can apply some blunt force trauma to Will Duffy, or will Duffy cut into Sharp? We'll see as we await these two big heavyweights here. And if it's anything like the last couple of fights, I'm telling you what, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we'd like to thank you for all of you tuning in and watching us live on the internet, www.NFC8fights.com. We welcome you to beautiful southeastern Ohio, the campus in Hocking College in Nelsonville, Ohio. I'm Rick the Madman McChristian, and my broadcast partner, Chris, the Jiu-Jitsu Panda Larkin. We're here live, and Chris, we've seen some great fights so far. Wow.
Exciting fights. I mean, quick, lots of action. Some of them have been quick, but they were explosively quick. First three fights, within 10 seconds of each round, there was somebody laying on the floor.
Absolutely. Taking a nap the hard way.
Credit to those, a couple of those. One guy was able to survive and make it to the second round, but like I said, there were some big blows thrown in those first three fights.
Absolutely. As we await the entrance to the cage, the 30-foot cage, the largest cage in Ohio, by Seth Sharp. Will Duffy 3-1 against Seth Sharp 1-0, 265. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors, McFadden Insurance Services, the United States Marine Corps, North Fitness Center, and Rent to Own of Logan, Ohio. As we await the official announcement of this fight from our very, very talented announcer, Mr. George Phillips. We're very lucky to have George. George's done some has done some strike force work. He's done some work in the boxing community.
And if you missed some of the earlier fights, you're just now joining us, be sure to check in to NFC8.com and FightWire.net for highlights of those previous fights.
You're not going to regret it, absolutely. As we're set to tee it up here.
Seth Sharp looking nice and trim for a big guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds and takes place in the NFC Heavyweight Division. Your referee in charge of the action is Mark Matheny. Introducing your combatants. First, fighting out of the red corner, he is a freestyle fighter standing 6 feet tall and weighed in at 255 pounds. In 4 bouts, he has an MMA record of 3 victories against only 1 defeat. Representing Brick Wall Fitness, Hands of Stone, and the Cobra Kai, he hails from Newark, Ohio. Please welcome Will the Irish Animal Duffy. His opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the McFadden Insurance blue corner. He is a wrestler and boxer standing 6 feet, 3 inches tall and weighing in at 244 pounds. He is undefeated inside the cage with a record of 1-0. He is an independent fighter and hails from Beloit, Ohio. Please welcome Seth Sharp. 3 rounds, NFC Heavyweight Division.
In the pink, nothing soft about this man. Let me tell you what, we're going to see some fireworks here as Duffy and Sharp get ready to tee it off here. Our referee in charge of this event is Mr. Mark Matheny, the veteran. Going to keep a close eye on this action. And we're just about ready to start here. Duffy 3-1 in the pink. Sharp 1-0. In the black with white trim. And here we go.
Nice feint.
Duffy now, Sharp with a nice overhand, straight jab rather, I'm sorry. And then into a
kicks.
Thigh kick there. Oh!
Big right hand by Seth.
Beautiful kick though, answered as Duffy landed that big right kick.
And Duffy didn't even show any signs of that kick or punch bothering him.
And look, and you know,
there was that tie.
That's what we talked about at the top of this fight. We talked about that plum clinch.
Seth's already has his mouth open and is breathing hard. Will's still pushing forward, nice and calm, nice and relaxed.
Oh, he dips under, throws that big looping right hand now.
He's working for that plum tie. He's got an over-under.
He is, he's got the over-unders working. Nice right hand there, short right.
Seth does a good job getting him up against the cage. Nice knee to the thigh by Seth.
As Duffy now looks to answer, he's doing a good job. Takes a little shot there, left hand.
Now, Will's gotten Seth up against the cage, and I think I see some blood on the forehead of Will Duffy.
Duffy now landing a knee of his own.
Seth is landing some shots to the eye, trying to open that cut up.
Yeah, it looks like he's cut above the right eye, Chris. You're absolutely right. Maybe even the forehead there, the forehead area
of
Duffy.
Knee to the thigh from Duffy. Seth's got a good overhook. What he needs to do is get his left underhook and turn Will up against the cage. He needs to get himself off that cage. Another knee to the thigh from Will.
As the blood now starting to pour. There we go, some shots.
Courtesy of Mark Matheny telling the guys to get busy.
And Duffy now landing some body shots.
Seth's digging for that underhook.
Look at the power being exhibited there by Duffy. Every time he hits Sharp in the side. And you don't want to take too many of those. Those are going to hurt later for sure.
That's a nice looking cut from here. I can't. Ooh. And Seth does a good job landing that jab right on that forehead.
And that right eye is looking really bad of Duffy.
I mean, from here it looks pretty bad, but Mark's in there. I wouldn't be surprised if he, you know, we only got about 30 seconds left in this first round.
Absolutely.
Let the doctor get in there and take a look at that cut.
Coming up on 20 seconds now. Beautiful leg kick by Duffy.
Look, that one looked like it hurt Seth a little bit.
Yeah, Sharp needs to pick up the pace here if he wants to try to win this
Another
round.
nice leg kick.
And steal it.
Yep, those kicks are hurting him. Nice inside kick by Will Duffy.
As we come up on 5 seconds here before the end of the round.
Nice inside out six.
Oh, those spinning back fists he missed.
Will showed some nice inside outside low kicks there in that last 15 seconds of that round.
Through that a la John Jones, that spinning back fist. Now, I used to say a la Shoney Carter was very popular, very well known for that technique. Would throw that spinning back fist and knock people senseless. And what a tremendous fight being put on here tonight, Chris. All of our fights so far, wow, just action-packed. As we'd like to thank our matchmakers and our president of our company, Mr. Sean North, matchmaker Noah Bookman, putting these fights together. Done a tremendous job of getting this local talent together, bringing it to you at the grassroots level.
Yeah, and the good news is it looks like doctors left the corner of Will Duffy. He's come over to check out Seth Sharp in his corner, and both men look fine to fight. Don't see anything from the doctor showing that he might stop the fight because of that cut.
Absolutely, safety first here in the NFC.
But, you know, I think Seth might have used a little bit of too much of his energy in that first round. He's breathing quite hard in this corner.
He is taking in the air there. You know, as a big guy myself, I know once you start getting that body moving, it does require a lot of oxygen to keep it going. And you mentioned earlier, you don't want to burn yourself out. You know, you got that gas tank. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Yep.
And we're going to see if Sharp can capitalize now.
Well, this is the nice thing, though, with these amateur fights. They do get 90 seconds of rest, which is 30 seconds more than professional fights. So they do get a little bit more time to recover.
Absolutely.
And, you know, that gave them an extra 30 seconds to work on that cut on the right side of Will Duffy's forehead.
As we start it up again here, some little left jabs being implemented by Sharp now as he's just kind of throwing them out there. Both fighters are looking for the angle now, Chris.
And I think Will's going to capitalize on what he found to land in that last round.
As he catches, looks for the leg sweep, misses it.
Oh. Almost had that tie with a knee.
And I tell you, that first leg kick that he threw, that first low line leg kick that Duffy threw in the first round sounded like a ball bat hitting a side of meat.
And Seth is not liking those. He needs to check some of those kicks rather than just eat kick after kick.
Duffy with those tree trunks for legs, very powerful shots. As there's the grip.
Yep.
Now there he gets to utilize his size as he tries to snap Sharp down.
Sharp gets up quickly and Seth just lets him.
Very wisely gets up quickly. Let me tell you, that's a very tough position to overcome if you let somebody snap you down like that.
And the fatigue's starting to show in Seth. His hands are getting lower.
And it could be a matter of time here. I'm sensing it. Both fighters looking to land the KO here.
And Will's doing a good job setting those kicks up.
Sharp's got it there. He's got his hands up now, but very tentatively, like you said. See, he drops those hands.
It's just a matter of Will timing them.
And I think Duffy needs to press the action here. I really do.
If I was Will, I'd come down with some low kicks and then follow right up with some hands.
There we go. And I think he heard you. As that exchange there was a right low line with a right.
Just a little over a minute in the second round.
There's that left kick again.
And it looks like Seth is just trying to land that big right hand right now.
Yeah, and we see that cut there.
Yeah, bleeding.
Out of the corner of the left eye.
Seth doesn't want to get in close. He's eating those kicks. You can see the redness on his left leg. He is not liking those kicks. He's scared to. Now Will's done a good job of utilizing those kicks. That's keeping Seth from coming in and trying to land any strikes because he doesn't want that kick.
Every time he lands one of those kicks, it's so loud.
And, oh, that's a cut on his left side now. He's got cuts on both sides of his face.
Just bleeding profusely now.
So they did a good job cleaning that first one up, but now his right or left side of his face is bleeding.
And you know, the judges do look at that. I mean, not to say that it's the
damage, yeah,
brutality, but it is damage.
It is damage done. You know, that's from a connected punch.
Right. And of course, we never like to see any of our fighters get cut like that, but you know, that's the nature of the beast. You know, that's a product
definitely.
of the
You know,
sport.
you don't want to fight to end by a cut. As a fan, you know, as a fighter, sometimes
10 seconds.
you are trying to get that.
There we go. Yeah, sometimes you are. Absolutely, make a really good point, Chris. Sometimes you can get those elbows, and if you throw them, you know, in an arc, you can cut somebody open really bad.
So now, if I was the corner of Will, I'd be telling him, keep throwing the kicks. You're killing him with those kicks.
And what a fight here. Let me recap it. Duffy, Sharp, Duffy, Sharp, Duffy. That's exactly how it's been. And both fighters in the 265-pound NFC weight class, really two big titans going at it.
You know, besides those kicks landing on Seth's legs, you know, he's still trying to throw punches. He's still trying to finish the fight. He's doing a good job. He just needs to get in and out faster. He's standing in front of Will way too long. He needs to come into some angles, create some angles, get in there, land his punches, get out of there.
Absolutely. And you know what, to add to that in contrast, I think what Duffy needs to do is actually needs to cut some angles. I think he needs to walk Sharp down while Sharp's got his hands down. And like you said, utilize those combos, set up those low-lying leg kicks, and then set up your hands.
Yeah.
1-2, 1-2 punches and bunches. You know, don't put so much into the leg kick and then throw a big bolo, but walk him down. Sharp not backing down. I think if Duffy just would tend to walk into him and throw some more punches, I think once Sharp would eat some punches, he would think twice about engaging Duffy. But this fight could go either way, Chris. Wow, what a good one we have going for you here. As we're coming up on the third round.
Yep, doctors cleared Will Duffy to fight. They've cleaned up both of his cuts. So we're moving into the third and final round of 3 minutes here at the NFC Caged on Campus.
Caged on Campus 4, absolutely. What a great fight.
And here's where we go.
And they both just, there we go.
And you see the stance has changed by Seth Sharp. He's moved to a southpaw stance.
And he's cutting angles. He's got to watch walking into that big right hand, though. As Duffy will take advantage of that in a heartbeat.
Nice right hand.
Eats a right by Sharp.
So Sharp's corner definitely told him, protect that right leg, or that left leg, excuse me.
And if you watch Sharp, he kind of telegraphs his punches. Not taking anything away from the man, but when he sets in, you watch a fighter when they set in, when those hips get set, you know something's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if Duffy's corner's telling him, hey, listen, when he does that, you need to back off and cut an angle.
Yeah, and Will's trying to do a good job attacking his lead leg, but he's got to be careful. Some of those are riding right up into the low blow area with that inside kick.
That inside kick, very dangerous in the lower groin area, absolutely.
But he's doing a good job landing that outside kick.
One of the most graphic fights that I've ever seen in the history of our great organization. This is a bloody, bloody fight. And again, just once those cuts get bleeding like that, the sweat and everything, and
makes it look a lot worse than it really is.
Makes it look a lot worse than what it is.
And that's going to be interesting to see. Now, how are these judges going to score this? Are they going to score this for the leg kicks that are landing nonstop, or towards the damage that was done by a couple of punches?
That's a great point. And again, referees look at cage control, they look at aggression, they look at effective striking and grappling. So we haven't seen much grappling here in this fight, so that just leaves the cage control.
You got the one snap down by Will, and that was it. And unfortunately, you never want to leave a fight, let a fight go to the judge's scorecard.
Absolutely. But did you see that last exchange when Duffy laid into Sharp? He moved Sharp back.
Yep.
I think that's what he needs to do.
Seth is putting on some pressure. I think he feels the need to finish this fight.
I think so too.
He's going to try to see if he can steal this last round.
Coming up in the last 40 seconds of this fight.
And it looks like some of Will's kicks are starting to slow down a little bit as he lands a good solid left jab.
Both of these guys showing tremendous heart as these two big warriors go at it here in this 30-foot cage here in beautiful Nelsonville, Ohio.
Less than 30 seconds in this third and final round. Unless something happens here soon, I see this going to the judges' scorecard. He didn't like that kick. But Will's done a great job of using those kicks to keep Seth from
last 10 seconds here.
You know, Seth definitely has the reach on him, but he's too scared to get in with those leg kicks.
He's not going to do anything with that back fist. Wow.
There we go. We're going to the judges' scorecard.
Wow. And you know, and just like you said, Chris, you got to wonder about the cosmetic damage done by Seth Sharp to Will Duffy. Are the judges going to look at that and say, hey, look at this damage that Sharp did? Or are they going to look at the fact that, hey, you know what, Duffy, he kept being aggressive. He was aggressive. He kept throwing leg kick after leg kick after leg kick. Never want to leave it up to the judges, but we're going to see here tonight.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy things go on with judges, and like, you know, you never, ever, ever want to let it go there.
As we bring you this action from the 265-pound, the super heavyweight class in the NFC, they're going to get the cage cleaned up here.
With our president, Sean Nork, doing some dancing to the music here next to us.
As we await this next fight, it's going to be a really good one. Jesse Iaquinta versus Josh Hilliard. Then that fight's going to be a #1 contender fight here in the NFC.
For the lightweight.
Look at that, look at that. See, that's what you want to do. You want to show the judges, hey, you know what? I'm not hurt that bad. I'm in this thing. As we're awaiting the judges' decision as we await the official announcement from our announcer, Mr. George Phillips. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the scorecards, a round of applause for a hard-fought heavyweight contest. The final bell has rung, and your judges, they have spoken. Judge Kenneth Farrar and Darrell Wise score 29-28, while Harry Heil sees it 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, the Irish Animal, Will Duffy.